Om Shanti. Baba daily says Namaste to beloved children. There is not even a single day when Baba does not do Namaste. All his murlis are actually love letters to children. In the end of the murli also he says Namaste. On 18 January 1969, when Baba gave up his mortal coil, even then before giving up his body, Baba went to the evening class and he departed from the body. But before that, on that very night also, he said Namaste to all the children. He never failed in doing Namaste. But what about us? When we get up at Amrit Vela in the morning, if we get up, some of us may not be getting up. So do we say Namaste? Not just as a formality, not because this is one of the maryadas or a part of our daily routine, not because Baba has asked us to do, and therefore as a matter of obedience we do it. But does it really come from our heart? We say Namaste to him because that forms the very foundation of our day. So that is what Baba has been doing. He has been teaching us by demonstrating all those actions in his own practical life. It is not that he has been preaching. There is difference between preaching and teaching. Many people preach. They tell the theoretical things about morality, values, pure life and so on. But to put them into practice and to demonstrate it to others by one's own actions, to set an example, is a real thing. That is a real teaching. In India, and so also I think in this part of the world, people say values are not taught, they are caught. It is not that by teaching somebody we practice values in our life, but when we see it in the life of others, then it is that we really learn it by practice. So, what I have been talking about vrittis also was demonstrated by Baba in his practical life. Baba says, ours is pravritti marg, not nivritti marg. There are two kinds of pathways. One is pravritti marg, the path of pure or holy action, and the other is nivritti marg, the path of renunciation of action. Sannyasis follow the nivritti marg. So in their case, the question of control of vrittis, transformation of vrittis does not very much arise because they are loners. They live a lonely life far away from the social activity of the town and of the house. Their lifestyle is different. They live for themselves, for their own liberation. But we live for the liberation of all, including ourselves, of course. So our pravritti marg, wherein it is very essential to change our vrittis. Changing of vritti is what makes Parshuddha pravritti a holy, pure life, life of action. Action we have to do. We have not to give up or renounce action, but to renounce the attachment to action. We have not also to become action conscious. Baba says body consciousness is one thing. That is a defect which has brought us down from our original stage, body consciousness. Action consciousness is another. Some are always action conscious. They never let themselves alone with Shiv Baba. Therefore, Baba asks us to withdraw from action and from organs of action, from our physical body, from time to time, and go back into our original stage. To feel detached from the body and to become actionless for some time. Baba generally gives the example of a tortoise, kachua. As the tortoise does, we also have to learn it from that tortoise. To withdraw from our physical actions. So, pravritti and nivritti, these are the two pathways, and we have to have nivritti within pravritti. We have to do action, but with a spirit of renunciation. We have not to do renunciation of action, but we have to do renunciation of ego, renunciation of kartapan, that I am the doer. On the other hand, we have to think, Baba is Karan Karamanhar. It is he who does and who gets things done. We are an instrument in his hand. That is what is meant by spirit of renunciation. So renunciation has to be there, but spirit of renunciation, not giving up action, withdrawing from life, resigning from life, not that kind of attitude, but to be doing action for social good. It is we who have polluted this world. The world has degenerated because of our own unrighteous actions. So therefore, it is now our responsibility, our duty to put it back on its track. We can't escape, we can't run away from this. So, running away is not the proper attitude, not proper vritti, but the real vritti is to do action. But with the spirit of renunciation and with the feeling and the thought, Baba is the doer. It's a very wonderful kind of experience. To experience the joy of action is one thing. When you do something great, something brilliant, and people clap, they appreciate, so you feel some kind of happiness in your life. But to feel that Baba is getting it done through me, I am an instrument, that gives altogether a different kind of feeling. A strange kind of ecstasy, bliss. That is of higher quality, nobler quality. That does not corrupt us. Whereas the former one, thinking that I am the doer, that corrupts. Then we get drunk with power. They say power corrupts a person, and absolute power corrupts a person absolutely. So also, when we do action, a good action, a brilliant action, successful action, people appreciate. It goes into our head. We get drunk. We get power out of it because people put power in our hands. They think that we are wise people. We can lead them to success. Therefore, reposing their faith in us, they do as we bid them to do. That is a problem. So then it is that our degeneration, our fall begins. And when we do it as a witness, as an observer, as an instrument, then it is the real charm. We feel, we experience it. So this is altogether a different kind of joy. Whereas the joy out of action is short-lived, temporary. When a person praises you, adores you, you feel happy. And when you cannot attain success and people begin to criticize, then you feel disappointed, dejected. There is depression. So that joy is short-lived. It depends upon others. If others say a word of praise, honor you, respect you, then you feel, oh, like Sheikh Chilli, you feel I am something. But when they cease to do it, then you get depressed. Like a person taking wine, when its kick is finished, when the effect of wine is no more, then there is a depression. So also happens in this case. But if we want to have eternal happiness, real joy, everlasting joy, and for that we want to be self-dependent, not depending upon others, then the real strategy, the way, the pathway is nivritti, pravritti mein nivritti, spirit of renunciation while doing action. That is the way. So while I was talking of vrittis, I have dealt with many of them. I think it is almost over or going to be over. I have lost the count of it, you see. Pardon? 14. One is Dan Vritti. Dan Vritti. I don't know whether ho gaya hai. So I read the list. You please let us check up. Let us tally, you know. One was Jigyasa Vritti, curiosity. The other was Vairagya Vritti, dispassion. Another one Upram Vritti. Then another Anasakt Vritti, spirit of detachment. Dan Vritti, Utsaha Vritti, Paropkar Vritti, Tyag Vritti, Seva Vritti, I dealt with it yesterday. Udar Vritti, Prafullit Vritti, that also I did yesterday. If we are prafullit, our mind is in full blossom only when we are satisfied, when there is contentment. So you can say contented or prafullit. Sadbhav Vritti, perhaps we have not done this. Sadbhav Vritti. Let us first check the list. Sneha Vritti. This also perhaps we have not done. We have done. Atma Vishwas Vritti. Then Nishchintita Vritti. Achal Vritti. So we have done 15, it means. Only one is left. Sadbhava Vritti and Sneha Vritti. These two are one of them is left. Now what is Sadbhava Vritti? That you think of the well-being of all. You have malice towards none, no jealousy. The main problem is selfishness. Selfishness is the root of many evils. If you remove this single flaw from our personality, namely selfishness, then many of the evils automatically get eliminated. Selfishness. So that is the real devil, the main evil. It comes in various forms. Jealousy, for example, is nothing but a form of selfishness. Hatred is nothing but selfishness. We hate others when our own personal interests are not served. Someone is an obstacle in our way, blocks our way. Then we begin to hate that person. So hatred is based on this selfishness. Therefore, it is said in Hindi, "O dekhi thok baja, मैंने देखी ठोक बजा, दुनिया मतलब की." You see, that everyone is a matlabi. You see, whenever we talk of something, at the end of it all we say, इसका मतलब ये है. मतलब तो ये है, आपका मतलब क्या है? You see, what is your so everyone is selfish. A bit of selfishness is there. If we give up selfishness, then I think we are real tyagi, real sannyasi. What is tyag? Giving up of selfishness. It is a strange kind of fish, selfish, you see. So if you, just as you have given up eating fish, you give up this fish also, then everything you will wish and it will be good, you see. This is the cause of the real trouble, selfish, you see. So many evils, in fact, attachment, love. What is love? This physical love, what is it? We get something out of it. Some of the void in our mind is filled up by being drawn towards somebody. Maybe someone is good looking and we are searching for a thing which is good looking. And that desire is fulfilled by having the darshan, the sight of that person. So that is why we say we love this person. Otherwise, what do you mean by love? If that person gets 80% burnt, then that love is lost, finished. You see, it is no more. Therefore, they say beauty is only skin deep. Beauty is not deep. It is only as deep as the skin is. You see, you love only skin, mass. So, actually, most of the evils are based upon selfishness. If we give up this selfishness, we will be free from all these problems. So therefore, we say Sadbhav Vritti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kasche Dukh Bhag Bhavet. Let all be happy. Let all be healthy. Let not a single person in this world be in pain, be suffering. You see, if that is really our attitude, that is called Sadbhava Vritti. You just think the stage of that person, the stage of happiness of a person. You just examine yourself, your own state of mind. On a day when you get up in the morning and you feel good for all, let everyone be happy. If you have this kind of a thought in your mind, you yourself feel very happy on that day. Whenever anybody comes, you say, "Aao bhai, aao, koi lassi ka gilas to pee lo, koi chai to le lo." You welcome everyone home, you see. You are in that mood, in that spirit, welcoming everybody. And if your own mood is not good, and you think differently from what I said, then somebody comes, when you open the door, "Arey phir aa gaya ye, time waste karne," you see. Then you think this uncalled for guest has come. Now what does in Hindi we call it? Atithi. Tithi means date. Atithi means that who has no date. You see. Actually, in olden days, there were no faxes, no email, you see, and telegrams also were difficult. So the guest would come all of a sudden, knock at your door and say, "Hello, I am here." So Atithi, they had no Tithi, they didn't write to you beforehand that we will be reaching on such and such date. If an Atithi comes and your mood is spoiled, you will say, "Arey, isne to dharamshala samajh rakhi hai." He thinks that my house is like a dharamshala. He can come anytime, you see. A place free for all, where anybody can enter, depending upon your own state of mind. If therefore you welcome all, you feel good for all, you feel that all be happy, your mind will also be full of happiness. So this is the secret of happiness. Be happy, make others happy, and for that it is possible only, this is possible only when you think, let all be happy, all be happy. Happiness reserved not only for your own sons and daughters and wife and in-laws. Actually, there are no in-laws, you see. They say mother-in-law, father-in-law, daughter-in-law, but there is no law. Where is the law? You see. All in-laws, but no law. They always only say like that, all laws. Who is observing the law in this world? They do not know the real law of life. It is a lawless law. Baba used to say, in the present day world, if at all there is a law, it is lawless law. The real content of law is missing. Only the letters of law are there, not the spirit. There is no justice, actually, worth the name. It is only make-believe justice. Takes so much time to get justice. It is very costly to get justice. And you want an advocate who is so much talkative, makes so many arguments right or wrong to get you what little kind of travesty of justice you possibly can. There is no justice. Therefore they say, अरे भाई, अगर आप इंसाफ नहीं करते तो ऊपर वाला इंसाफ करेगा. God will do the justice. Human beings, they say, don't do justice. A person, therefore, who has burnt his fingers, who has tried all avenues and has not been able to get justice from anywhere, ultimately he says, God will do the justice. Human beings are not doing justice. So, this sadbhav vritti, that is, you just think, let everyone be happy. Pray for everyone, not for you only. Baba, iski buddhi ka bhi tala kholo. Open the lock of luck of this person. That is the best wishes you can have for someone. Because it is actually the intellect of every person which is perverted. If this one is wrong, our judgment is wrong, we can't have vivek, the discrimination between right and wrong, we are unable to judge, then the whole thing is finished. Our character is lost. We then deviate from the path of virtue, path of honesty, path of uprightness. It is possible only when our intellect is divine, Divya Buddhi. That is the greatest gift we can have from God. Sad Vivek. Sad Vivek. Bin Vivek Mukti Nahi Hovat. Without this discrimination between right and wrong, evil and virtue, one cannot have liberation. So this is the real thing. And if you wish this to all, let everyone be happy, let everyone have divine intellect. That is the best you can think of about a person. It is the greatest gift you can give somebody. So this kind of sadbhav vritti, and then also sneh vritti. You can have sadbhav vritti only when you have sneh vritti. That is the spirit of love, the feeling of love. What is love? You just consult any dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, Chambers Dictionary, so many dictionaries, you will find there is no real definition of love, which Baba has given us. Love, pure and simple. Love in its original form. Love which does not harm others, nor ourselves. That kind of love which remains forever. It never fades. It never wanes. There are no tides and ebbs of love. It is constant. That kind of love. It is not that someone loves you today and tomorrow begins to hate you. That kind of love. Pure love, it's not because your own some interest is served by showing love to you, but because it comes naturally from your heart, as the raindrops fall naturally from the clouds in the rainy season. That kind of love which is not manufactured somehow artificially, but love which is natural. That kind of love, if we have the quality of love, and that is actually the basis of golden age. That will be there in golden age. Without that, the world cannot change. There can be no transformation. The only thing which is lacking, which is in short supply in the whole world, is the real love. The real love. It is the most wrongly used word, a misnomer. Love. Everyone is using the word love, not knowing its real meaning, not having any practical experience of it. What is love like? That we experienced when Baba gave us the love. How it deeply went into our mind. What kind of attraction we felt. And how it enabled us to make full progress. It was for our own enlightenment, so that we marched from goal to goal, and on our path we advanced because of His love. That kind of love which gives you progress, not that it ties you to yourself, to some peg. It does not create some certain limits for you, makes you a prisoner of somebody. The kind of love we have in the world makes us prisoner. The mother loves the child. The child loves the mother. They are prisoner to each other's love. You see, without each other's love, they cannot be. They are tied down to each other, attached to each other, what we call in spiritual language as attachment. Not this kind of love. Love which is liberating, which makes you independent, which gives you freedom. That kind of love, that quality of love, that is the sneha vritti. You love somebody, but not for any selfish reason. You see, that some aim is to be served. Therefore, you do it with some narrow-mindedness. But you have generosity of love, which flows naturally like water comes from a spring. You see. So that sadbhav vritti is essential. If we really want to change the iron-aged world into golden-aged world, and why people come to our institution and they say yours is a unique institution. Why? One single thing which they notice here is love. Love as our spiritual family, they say. They say this is we were not able to see anywhere else but here. Spiritual love. But if that quality of love also increases, you see. Even now, some people complain about that kind of love. Sometimes it may be mixed quality. It not be very pure love. You may have some motive, you see. But if without motive you love really, every soul, really you love, then those persons will be touched. The service will increase by leaps and bounds. When you really love, people feel that we welcome them and that they are getting some kind of a family feeling here, that they had gone astray and now they were searching for something and now they have come where they actually wanted to be. It is their home. That kind of feeling they should have when they come to the institution. Now if someone does not come, we ask him why you are not coming. Maya to nahi aa gayi. You see, why you are not coming. So Maya does come, you see. But why does Maya come? Maya has its own kind of love, you know. There are various kinds of love which are various forms of Maya. Maya also is very loving, you see, in many forms. Not that kind of love, but this kind of love, so that they feel that you belong. They belong to someone. The spirit of belongingness should be there. So these are the vrittis with which I wanted to deal. Apart from that, I said I would be dealing with the topic of meditation. How to have deep and intense meditation, because that's very important. The quality of our yoga should be enhanced. Baba has very often said, "Bacche, aapka yog nahi theek hai." Therefore, you are not able to get rid of the past bondage of actions. Your karmic account, you are not able to wipe off. It is still there, much of it. So you have to become yogi. And the slogan which this institution has, to sum up its aims and objects, or its activity, its functions is, be pure and yogi, be holy and yogi. Pavitra bano, yogi bano. That is our slogan. Be holy, be yogi. Or you can say, be Raj Yogi. So, how to be Raj Yogi? So that we first of all ourselves have the satisfaction that really we are now yogis. That quality of bhoga, bhogi, is finished. Bhogi not only one who consumes things, who is after things, hankers after the worldly material grass things. Not that kind of bhogi only. That is one kind, which very soon people give it up when they come here. But even in the mind, in its subtle form, the bhoga, you see, to give up all those kinds of bhoga, bhogi quality, and to become yogi quality. So I would say the method of yoga you already know. How we practice yoga, you already practice yoga. Whenever there is traffic control, when you get up early morning, or whenever there is yoga bhatti, or special program of meditation, you know the technique, the methodology, the process of practicing yoga. So I think there is no need to deal with that kind of thing. But how to make it more powerful, to be more effective, so that it changes our sanskaras. It liberates us from our past sanskaras. So I would say there are 8 Shaktis which we have to increase. Ashta Shakti. Not all those 8 qualities, 8 powers which you have listened about already. Ashta Shakti. You know, there is a chart also published in India, Ashta Shakti. Not that kind of Ashta Shakti. But for yoga you require certain 8 powers. Yoga itself gives powers. But then there are certain powers required for yoga. Yoga is the most powerful thing. Baba says, because with the help of it, you can have world sovereignty. Kingdom of the whole world, Chakravarti Raj. You can have without any bloodshed, without any violence. You can be the king of the whole world. But in order to have that, there are 8 Shaktis. One is Iccha Shakti. Iccha Shakti. There is no one, no human being who does not have Iccha. You see, the desire, the curiosity. Everyone has a desire, you see. They say as long as we live, we have some desire. Of course, Baba asks us to give up desires, which means many desires of the worldly things which are of no use, because the world is going to be ultimately destroyed. Not that we should be over ambitious, but there are certain noble desires, good desires, to do some good actions in this life, and we have to have those desires. But at this moment I am not talking of those desires. Iccha Shakti, which means when you yearn for the experience of yoga, like when you want to drink something, you are feeling so thirsty, you say, give me something to drink, water or juice or whatever. I am feeling dry. You see, my throat is dry. And give me some water. I won't be able to live long. If you don't give me something to drink, I will die. There will be dehydration. Give me something. When you are in that state that you can't be without any drink, at least give us a few drops to drink. You see. When there is hot summer, the month of June or July in India, and it has not rained for many days, for the whole month, and you are in a dry area of land where there is desert sand and where there is no water to drink, all of a sudden you feel that your throat has become dry. Give me some water, you say. Give me some water, something to drink. If we don't drink at that time, then we lie down. We can't walk anymore. We can't talk anymore. Because that is our very life. Drink, you see. Similarly, this Iccha for yoga. Baba, I cannot be without you. My life without you is nothing. I cannot be even a single moment without you. I want your company. I am going to die if I don't have you. It means there is so much of yearning for having our spiritual association with Baba, to be with him, to have experience of him. That is very essential. If you take yoga very lightly, let it be or it not be, yoga or no yoga, you don't mind it, then the quality of yoga cannot become very powerful. It can become very powerful only when you thirst for it. When you really thirst for it, you cannot be without it. When you think it is just the breath of your life, you must have it. So that kind of feeling, Iccha Shakti, when you have that kind of desire, you have so many kinds of desires. As I said, there is no person, no human being who has no desires. Without desires, there will be no life. But this desire of being a yogi, my every single moment is going waste. Just as the Chatak bird, Baba gives the example, during the Swati Nakshatra, during a particular phase, during the rainy season, kya ki tum, yaar kumar ke wafa na ki tum. That Chatak sings, goes from place to place. It says, I want a drop of water. And it doesn't take any drop of water, but directly from the rain. You see, Chatak, that bird. I don't know what you call it in English. Chatak, you know. So we should be Chatak. Yoga ke Chatak, you see. Yearning for it. Thirsty for it. Dying without it. Cannot be without it. Considering it as our very life, you see. That kind of Iccha, desire. Tadap, as we call it, tadap. Tadap raha hai uske liye. That we are yearning for it. There can be other equivalents, but what I mean to say is that we can't be without it. So that is one of the powers. We have to increase this, you see. The more we have this Ichcha Shakti, I want to be a yogi, and this Bhogi Jivan is Chi. We don't like it. We are fed up with this Bhogi life, you see. We have no taste for these worldly things. And on the reverse of it, we have so deep interest in yoga. That is one thing, Ichcha Shakti. We'll talk about others later. Om Shanti. I have this paper with me. Thank you.